Hey guys, Magic and Asura here today. We're a little bit more outdoorsy. We're in the shade. The sun's that way. There's a tree blocking it though. There's this little, by the clinic where my kid goes, there's this little, I'm not sure what it is. I kind of thought it was like a pond or something. I think this is where they take the kids to look at turtles and things. I don't really see anything in the water, and there's this weird line going across it. So I don't know if it's meant to be a pond or if it's like some type of pool or something. I don't know. Either way, it's very dirty. It needs to be cleaned. Uh, yeah. So I decided I would do my little thing here today, and that means drawing a card, which today looks like is Blinded to Pain. Alright, so this is number 13. Looks like to me that she's oblivious to what's happening to her. She doesn't seem to feel anything. There's a lot of cuts on her and bugs. So maybe she's ignoring things that she really shouldn't. What do you guys think? What stands out to you? What impression does this card give you? Alright, let's see what our handy dandy book says about it. Blinded to Pain. The moon phase of this card is the waxing present. The stage is denial. I feel like I'm in a lot of denial all the time. I can shoulder it, and it's not a big deal, isn't it? Okay, so for me, that definitely already hits home quite a bit because, like, I tend to take on more than I should. Everyone's like, well, you could ask for help, but I'm so used to people not helping me that I kind of just do it on my own. And when people do help me, I get confused because I'm so used to having to take everything on. I'm used to the one that always has to be okay, the one that has to be strong, because if I'm not, who's going to be? Who's going to take on everyone else's problems and fix them and help them and do all the things if I'm not okay? And it's just how I was raised to be. That's how I've always been, even in my adulthood. And some of my friends get aggravated by it, but I've also noticed that a lot of those same friends, if I do show I'm not okay, if I do act like something is wrong, they'll immediately be like, oh, no, you can't be doing that. We need you to go back to being okay. Because they don't know how to deal with me when I'm not okay. So I constantly deal with problems by myself. Now, I have got a few friends who do help me work through things, and they don't care whether I'm strong or not. But the majority of people that I know tend to make me feel like I always have to be. Okay. Okay, so the visual seed says flies, pinned, not pinned, but ordered as bees, feeding off the neatly arranged blood. A woman's chest carved by a blade in a diamond pattern. Full lips, the color of blood, a blindfold on whom the last fly lingers. Sentence says, carvings oneself for every stroke of whip, and feeling so broken that it makes no difference to be whole. So, going back to shouldering too much, what is it that you are shouldering or taking on that you shouldn't be? But also, like, it does matter. Do you feel like you always have to be okay? Do you feel like you always have to be the one to handle everything? And I mean, I get it, feeling broken and not even sure what I don't even know what it means to be whole anymore. Because, well, I don't feel like I'm broken. I do feel like I'm damaged on some level. Do you feel that way? Do you feel like maybe in some areas of your life you might be damaged or broken, or that you don't know who you are, what it's like to be whole? Can you relate? All right, let's read the Going Dark. T.S. Eliot said, "A fly that lives a single day has lived as long as we. Yet we accept the passage of time like it didn't matter, like we don't matter. Every day a single line is added to the pattern, a single fly is added to the wall. We take on we take one more responsibility. We take a little more abuse. We shoulder a little more pain. We smile in front of a little more insolence. We close our eyes to our wounds. We think we can endure it. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt, we say to ourselves. Like men, because it's manly to endure and be strong. Like women, because it's feminine to endure and be strong. Like humans, because to care and gentleness we feel is precious to others, and we don't dare to actually claim for ourselves. After all, we can do it, but it actually hurts. It's painful. Tears are better than feeding flies with our own blood. We can scream and say no, or endure nevertheless, by remembering that we are just humans, neither heroes nor saints. Okay, so what this tells me is that, maybe it's okay to be that way sometimes, but we shouldn't be that way indefinitely. Like maybe we should be more caring, more sensitive to each other, and know that everyone is going through their own struggle, because everyone is going through something new or hard in their own life in a way. Just because to you it would seem easy doesn't mean it isn't hard to them. What's hard to you may not seem hard to someone else. Everyone has their own version of hard and own version of what is painful to them. And so when somebody says that they're hurting or that they're struggling, we need to take that seriously, because that is part of the reason why so many people are depressed or suicidal or even alive themselves, is because they don't feel like anyone understands or cares or knows that they're struggling. They think that everyone just thinks that they're making it up, so they internalize it, they keep it to themselves, and that's awful and tragic, and it shouldn't be that way, but it very often is in this world. I know I often feel like I have to take on everything by myself, but in the end, my friend Ira always said that, humans are only meant to take so much, and everyone has their own breaking point. Maybe we should just acknowledge that we are humans. We are not these super powerful creatures. Yes, we can do amazing things, but we also have our limits, and we need to take time to address what is hurting us, to end it before it gets too bad. We need to take the time to heal ourselves and stop just taking on more and more, because eventually that will break us. We're not saints. We're not superheroes. We are just a spiritual being trying to live throughout this human experience, and if we don't take time to focus on that and heal ourselves, it will destroy us. So I hope that this has been helpful to you, and I hope that you can make improvements and try to be sensitive. Do something kind for someone that you know today. Tell somebody how you're really feeling today. Don't keep it all bottled up. Don't make anyone else feel like they should either. Do something kind for yourself and for someone else today. That'll be it for this one, guys. Remember, go out and spread the love, because love always wins. Bye!